It's a rainy Saturday morning in Kampung, and we have something that's going on right now. Hi, Jieyou. What are you doing now?
I'm mixing compost.
Ah, where I am standing, it smells like a pot of rojak, and there are many things that is going into it. Okay. And here comes another chef. This is Imran. Wow, Imran, what do you have here?
Small compost.
What is that black thing?
It's called black gold.
And what is that?
It's nutrition for the plants. Or the compost is coffee.
This is a coffee ground that Imran has just added in. So they are making this wheelbarrow of salad for our plants. And we are going to follow them to see where they're going to do next. This is the back of GUI, the backyard of GUI. This is the backyard of GUI. And this is where they are going to make what Imran called the black gold, which is the compost.
Not directly.
Okay, Sijing, can you tell us what is this composting process that you are doing now?
Hi everyone. So basically, what we are doing is like a form of open composting. So in this area, this pile that you see over here, it's in between two fruit trees. One rambutan tree and one pilansan tree. So we have cut out quite a bit of organic garden farm waste collected. Like we have these leaves that belong to a sugarcane family, dried leaves, collected over time. And then now what we are going to do is we are going to mix the food waste that we have collected from the happy fruit stalls that Mei, Kinbun spend the morning going over there, just to bring them over so that we can make rich compost that are full of diversity, and eventually we are going to use this compost that is made to enrich the soil that we have over here, and also eventually you have to grow healthier vegetables for everyone, to understand that everything that is from nature has a part to play in nourishing ourselves. So yes, so we're going to show you the steps. So one wheelbarrow at a time. Space is nice. So how we are going to do this is, first you have to use a charcoal to move away some of the this. But Imran is using the charcoal and then moving it, because eventually we will have to mix it. So yeah.
Wow, look at that. It's
Yeah.
black
And then over
inside. How long has
this
this
one also.
how long has this pile been here?
Oh, this pile has been here for quite a few months, like two months, at least 2 months and above. And then over time, you'll notice that the ones that are on top, they are still they still look very new lah. And then over time, they will turn brown. So that is how decomposition takes place over time. Oh, disclaimer, whatever that we are doing over here, it works better for our environment. It might not work if you try it elsewhere or what lah.
Why is that so?
Why is that so? Because every environment has different conditions. And we have this space, we have this shade, it's not always subjected to heavy rain all the time. And all the organisms that are living in the soil, in this organic matter, they can carry out the decomposition process. Yeah. So it's more of an ideal environment for them to do the breaking down. Yeah. And then you have to do this.
That is Mr. Tan at the background. This place is managed by Mr. Tan, so we are using this area to do composting. As what Sijing is saying, it's an ideal place it all depends, varies from location to location, right?
We do composting over here in this manner doesn't mean we do it similarly at other places of the farm, like within GUI. This one, it will require teaching at least once a week, or we can just let it set here and slowly decompose over time. It will also break down, but it will just take a longer period of time. Yeah. So this is one of the few methods that we manage the food waste that we have collected so far. And then you can see over here we have steam.
Careful, careful.
No. Can you not see steam? You remove your glasses.
It's still warm, it's still warm.
No. Yeah, it is. By right, the ideal temperature is like about 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. And then if you feel, usually it's warm to the touch. Like it wouldn't burn you. If it's too hot, right? Like the bacteria involved in the aerobic process, they cannot break down the food.
Sijin got excited because she spotted steam coming out from the pile, and that is a sign to indicate that the compost is done well.
Yeah, it's breaking, things are happening there. See, you can see
It's cooking, man.
And it's cooking, that's right.
Oh yeah,
have.
See, they discover steam.
black background for it.
Yeah. The video cannot capture it well. Maybe next time, once you're open,
here in person,
yeah, then you can.
Well said, you have to be here in person to experience it.
And also over time, basically organic matters they reduce in size. So previously this was like piled up much higher, like a small little amount, and then slowly they break down and then they get the pile gets smaller.
It also can be composted.
Yeah, by right, twigs shouldn't be here lah. So this is not an ideal example because twigs takes a really long time to break down, but we can keep them at the side. A few of them, a couple of them, handful of them is still okay. It helps to aerate this environment, introduce oxygen, because bacteria also needs oxygen to carry out that process. But ideally, the twigs are cut into shorter pieces. So it's also a learning process for us because we have many people coming over here, doing composting, doing farming with us. So something for every one of you to know if you come here next time.
Right.
Cannot put the twigs here like that.
It's not easy to maneuver this wheelbarrow because there's no air in the tire.
Yeah, the tire
It's punctured. Here it goes. All the ingredients are in. Okay, so the next action is for Imran to make some turning. So it's mixing of the new compost with the on-site material so that we give it a good turn. Imran, do you feel yucky?
Yeah.
Yucky! You feel yucky?
I feel organic.
You feel organic. Where are all these waste from?
They are all collected from the food stalls, coffee shop around Kati area near to Ground Up Initiative. So me and Kimbun will drive the minivan Xiaoji and then to collect them. So the food stall owners, the coffee shop owners, they have kindly set them aside for us. We are really thankful for that because they can choose not to, but they helped us, so really appreciate their efforts. And so they're from there. So it's really important to like work with the people around your community. And sometimes some of the food waste is also brought over here by farm volunteers that regularly come to the farm to help us with the operation. So they will set aside their own food waste and then they bring it over. So they either store it in the freezer, in airtight containers, or they put it out at home, but then in an airtight container. If not, it will smell. So it comes from various sources. So sometimes you might see orange peels, eggshells. All this can be composted. We primarily do plant-based composting. We don't really have much animal waste or animal manure or what. So over here in this next here, when it comes to composting, we try to have a ratio. So ideally, at least it should be like 50% brown, which is all these brown matters that you see over here. They can be twigs, they can be leaves, they can be the soil, and then 50% of greens. Greens are like higher in nitrogen, so they can be the food. They are the food waste collected over here. So with this ratio, it helps to create a nice mixture of compost over time. So they are called browns over here because they are higher in carbon. Yeah. So as they are doing this, this mixing helps to even out the process of breaking down. Otherwise, the food waste that are being in there will just stay there. It will take a longer time to break down. It is still possible, but much longer. But because we need to use them in our farm, mixing it, turning it, flipping it, yeah, these are helpful process.
So public can bring their own food waste to the kampong to help with the composting. Can they bring meat stuff over?
No, because over here, meat they tend to break down much faster or slower. Meat tend to break down much slower, and then they tend to introduce a lot of other issues, which May can elaborate more.
Like pests.
Like pests, rodents, we call them farm rats. They'll come over here, they will feed on them, and yeah, or even like houseflies, maggots. So those maggots will end up consuming the materials that we want to eventually harvest for our own use. They do help in some ways, but we need the balance of everything.
Can we bring cooked food?
Cooked food, no, not ideal.
Why?
Why is cooked food not ideal? Sometimes it's being seasoned with other condiments, other sugary stuff that is not ideal for the bacteria that are helping to do all these processes that we are seeing here. So when we do this, we need to take into consideration the environment that we are in, the bacteria that are helping to do the work, or even the living organisms living in the soil. There might be millipedes, there might be earthworms, and yeah.
Whole community of organisms. So we are into the final stage of the composting, where the heap is being covered up with all the browns around it. And how soon can we harvest the compost?
How soon? Well, it depends on how often it's being cleaned. We can come here and check it out like once. Oh no. The way we are doing composting over here at Mr. Tan, usually it takes a few months. Easily maybe 3 months and above, because we don't do much of hot composting over here.
Hot composting.
Yeah.
Mm.
This one is really just burying the food waste, mixing it, turning it, and then afterwards it settles here and then it decomposes on its own with all the organic matters that are living in there. Yeah,
Okay, so 3 months time. Hopefully after 3 months we'll open it up to see whether are there black ghosts inside this pile.